Yes, children. So finally, we understood about that. In the mid 17th century, the British people started to expand their, trade. So that time, what happened? They started to expand with the East Asia, Southeast Asia, and along with India also. So finally, they came to India with the idea of trade. Okay, next. So beginning the trade, they were giving much importance for the spices. So as we know, Indian spices had the great demand at that time. Okay, in earlier time, the maximum export products, the exported products, or the spices, Indian spices. It's maybe like a coffee, tea, and other spices, all those things. So later, not only the spices, they started to give importance and the commercialization of a trade. Okay, so this and all you can study in your ninth and 10th standard also. In detail, they started to explain about this. Okay, so with the idea of commercialization, they started to give much and more demand for the even the silk, cotton, tea, opium, and jute and the many other things. Okay, so that time what happened, you know not only the spices, other products like silk, cotton, tea, opium, all those things started to get the demand. Okay, so we have to understand here, children, they started to give the demand only for the raw materials. So here raw cotton, raw silk only had more demand. Okay, but what they were doing, they used to take the fine quality. So we know that the India's cotton has considered as the finest cotton in the world. Okay, so they used to take the raw material, the raw cotton or raw silk from India. They used to export that from India, and again, finally they used to manufacture the finished goods, and again they used to send back to India only. Okay, so the British people were there in India. They used to export the raw material to Britain, and again, once the finished products comes, they used to import the finished products to India. So that is what they were doing, the merchandisation. That means for the lower prices, they used to purchase the raw materials, and for the higher prices, they used to sell the finished products. Okay, so finally we understood. There was a demand for the spices. Later, they started to give even much and more importance for silk, cotton, jute, tea, opium, okay, and other products also. Yes. So we know that in India, the before British people comes to India, in the 1600 only, we could have seen that, the Dutch were there, Portuguese were there, French were there. So they were also there in India for the trade purpose. So once the British, that East India Company came to India, so what happens? There was a huge competition among those, the companies only. Okay, so that time what happened for Indian products, we had a great demand, children. So, for example, there was a four, the buyers were there. So of course, the 4 or 5 buyers were there. Then the products, the prices was more. Okay, they were demanding more. So they were paying more to our, the Indian agricultural people or the farmers, and they used to purchase the products. But later, slowly, there was a huge, the war among themselves only. Okay, there was a war among those people only, Portuguese, French, and the Dutch people, the British people. They themselves were fighting among themselves, and finally, you know, we can see that around the end of the 17th century and all, they made the many the trade colonies for themselves. So for example, Kolkata, Vishakhapatnam, Madras, now we call it as a Chennai, Bombay, Surat, the many places they made it as a trade hubs, which was convenient for them. So they started to make it as a trade hubs. So that time we could have seen already the many the companies were there. Not only the East India Company, other Dutch were there, Portuguese were there, French were there. So that is the reason there was a huge demand for the Indian products. But later, finally, only the British people, the East, the French people, they started to stop it, and only the East India Company survived. Okay, finally, East India Company survived, and they started to slowly increase their trading activities, and along with that, they started to restrict the people. They started to impose more and more. That is what we studied about, that navigation law or the commercial rules, the commercial trading laws. They started to impose more and more on colonial countries, the colonial states. Okay, yes. So the main idea, as I told you people, trade opportunity. So as I told you people earlier, and all the people were using their army to conquer the other places. So for example, what happens in our India, earlier the kings were ruling the country. Yes or no, children? So that time what they were doing, they used to go and attack the other state or other country with their army, and who were more powerful, they used to conquer that particular place. But the British were not doing that. Okay, they were not doing like they were going and conquering the places. They used to go with the name of trade. Okay, and slowly that trade opportunity they were utilizing, and finally slowly they were taking the part in political activities of that particular country, and they used to control that country finally. Okay, the British Empire gained the greatest influence in the Indian Ocean and the last late 18th century. So finally we know that. So Indian structure is like that. Yes or no, children? So all the three sides we could have seen that it is covered by the water. So it was very helpful for them to do the trade activities. So they made India like a hub, and as we know that India's the natural resources were more rich in natural resources. So finally they started to use India for their trade opportunity, for the trading benefits. Okay, and then global market. So as I told you people, not only India, okay, it's like many other countries, South Africa, and then the African countries, and few American countries they were taking, but finally America had that war and they became independent. Okay, and then Australian countries, European countries, the many countries the Britain was controlling. Okay, the global trade market is started to expand its trade all over the world globally. Okay, that as we know that is what their main idea. Okay, they were giving much importance for the trading activities only. Slowly they were taking the control over the that particular countries. Okay, they used to exploit the natural resources which was which used to be available in the countries, the colonial countries, and even the human resource also, because they were using those people for the labors, the cheap labors. Okay, yes, finally see here. America Revolutionary War, and war continued between the Britain also. So finally what happened, the great, as I told you people, even the South America also they were controlling. Even it was one of the colony for the British, but later it had that American Revolutionary War. Finally they became independent, but still they had some war between the this Britain and the America. But finally America became independent and became strong. Due to that, what happened, Britain started to concentrate more on the other countries. Okay, apart from America, other countries like the other, it may be like, sorry, so it may be like other the European countries, African countries, Australian countries. It started to give more and more importance for the trading activities, and slowly it started to conquer those countries. Okay, so coming to India. So as we know that at that time, in India, the kings were ruling the country. And as we know, the Mughals were very much strong at that time. Okay. And later, slowly the Marathas also became strong in our country. So usually we, if whenever we are studying in our history and some articles, we can see that, the Mughals and the Marathas war. Okay. and then the Marathas were only the reason, the partial reason for this colonialization, because the British people slowly started to take over the political power in our country. Okay, Mughal Empire, almost the whole country was under the Mughals. Okay, and later, so as I told you people, Mughal Empire and then the Marathas were there. So that time what happened? There was a war among these two, the people. That is the Mughal Empire and the Marathas. Okay, so finally war among those two were, that helped the British people a lot. Okay, so there was a war around the 1680s. They had a war, Mughals and Marathas. So it continued almost for 27 years. Okay, this Mughals and the Marathas war continued almost for 27 years, children. Okay, so that time what happened? These, the emperors were giving much importance for the wars. That time, East India Company started to make more and more profit in the trading activities. Slowly, it started to take over slowly in the political activities. Okay, so that and all we'll be seeing in the chapter itself. So there was a war among even the British and the kings also. That also we can see. But finally, the Mughals and Marathas, they had a war that helped the British people, and in the trade they started to make more and more profit. Okay, and again the British army was also more powerful than compared to our Indian army. Okay, that is the whatever the kings they had, compared to that the British army was more powerful. So finally, slowly, as I explained you people, compared to the Mughals and Marathas, they had a war. This British people started to slowly to improve the trading activities. So by that they started to make more and more profit out of that. Okay, so the Marathas started to expand, and we can see the British people also slowly started to take part in the political activities. That means they started to control even the few places of our country. They started to conquer the few places. As it continued, finally the entire country became the colony for the British people. Okay, guys, hope you all understood the concept, right? How slowly they started to come to India, and how strongly they started to rule our country. Okay, so finally around the 19th century, the mid 19th century, the entire country was under the control of the British people. Okay, so guys, you understood, right? They came to India with the name of trade, and finally they started to rule the country. That is what this chapter is going to explain you people. That is trade to territory. Okay, so finally we could have seen that the the British was controlling not only India, the many other countries also. Okay, many other countries also. Okay, so finally you people understood not only India, like African country, Australian countries, and Asian countries also, the many countries were the colonies for British people. Okay, guys, this is not there in your textbook, so go through the video slowly, make a points, make a important points, make a notes out of this. Okay, this is very much important to understand the whole chapter. So later in your chapter, we could have, we can see the wars between our, the kings and the British people, the Mughals, the wars between the Mughal and the British people. And there were, there are the many different kinds of wars are there. Okay, that we can just see in our, the chapter, how it started, how the British people slowly started to take over the political power and all. Okay, finally, this is the overview of this chapter. So, how you can understand, this is just an introduction. Okay, hope you guys understood about this, and if any doubts, guys, just let me know, but make use of this video. This is very much important about the introduction. Okay, and thank you all. Have a great day. Thank you.